You kids, I'm on Dicey now.
Dicey.
Yay.
Whoa, what's up, Sammy? You've been standing in that same place for about 10 minutes.
Cripes, Sammy, really?
Yeah, but that's okay, Dicey. Grandma wanted me to come and tell you to come inside, to the kitchen.
What for?
I don't know. I asked and she just said she wanted to tell us all at the same time.
All right. Good. That's good. Finally, sit down. I have news. I spoke with the attorney yesterday and got the adoption paperwork.
Does that mean we're adopted?
Hopefully. Well, I thought it was good news.
Oh, trust me, it definitely is.
Students, settle down and look at the papers lying on your desk. To finish our unit on classifying rocks, I'm going to assign a project that everybody will leave prepared in order to do it. You will have 2 weeks to finish it, and on the back of the sheet, there is a rubric on which I will be grading all you present. Yes?
Will we get to choose our partners?
Yes, you will. You are now enter class ends to select your partners.
Want to work together?
Me?
Yeah. I'm one of the main Smiths, but my friends call me Me. We're the smartest kids in the class. We would certainly make a great team.
How do you know that?
Because I do. We think a lot.
All right, I'll work with you.
I'm Mr. Lingerly, Maybeth's piano teacher.
I didn't see a car outside.
It's parked out front, under the big tree.
Okay, well, what are you doing here?
I wanted to ask your grandmother a question. It's nothing bad, really.
So how was school today?
It was good, so glad. You eat very little for your size.
No, I don't. I get nervous around others.
Did you get enough to eat?
You better count your blessings, boy.
May I help you?
My granddaughter needs a bra. One moment. Why don't you go back in the dressing room and try these on? I'll wait here. No, you better go with me. Excuse me, I'd like to purchase these. Okay, one moment, please. So about your family, girl. You've had weeks and weeks without worrying, but the vacation's over now. You've got to help out. Well, Sammy's not getting fights, and I guess Maybeth's okay. And James, the report, it's because he wants to make friends. None of us really had friends back home, on account of Mama and where we live. But James always wanted them. I think if he's acting dumber in school, it's because he doesn't want to be too different. Because if you're too different, people don't like you. Is he making friends? I don't know, I never asked. He told me the kids like his support. The trouble is, if he doesn't have something to think about, he gets bored. James doesn't like the support, not like I do. He likes working with his brain. And if he doesn't have something to think about in school, that's what James likes to do, right? Which he won't, because then he'd be too different. Well, what about Sammy? Well, he's just trying to be good. I appreciate that, but he's not good, you know. Not the way she thinks he is. She thinks he's quiet as a mouse all day. It's no wonder he has so much energy to burn off when he gets home. Did you ever think of that? No, I really haven't. And Maybeth? Well, I don't think she can learn. Not the way they're teaching her now. I mean, and if she got a tutor, they would teach her the exact same way as her regular teachers, right? That's what I was thinking. So, well, what if we just ask Jane? It's worth a try. Dicey, there's something else. What? You. I'm alright. You're on my list. Not just the bra, Dicey. The bra's just the beginning. Graham, it's okay. I know about menstruating. And I know about sex. It's just that, I mean, I know how it works, but I don't really know what it is like to want to, I mean, what it's like to, I'm just so young.
That's okay then.
Here, I'll tell you what I think. You can tell me, or you can tell me if there's something you think I should know. And then if I have any questions, I'll just ask. What's wrong?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know either. She just started crying when we got off the bus.
Hey, Beth. What's wrong?
They all laughed at me when I was reading. Miss Jackson couldn't stop them, and I couldn't make words come out of my mouth. I never want to go back there again. When I made a mistake, I kept making mistakes. It was horrible.
Hey, Beth.
What's wrong?
Because I can't read, can't learn.
Who says?
Everyone!
Who's smarter, everyone or me? Well, I do, and it's me. And I say you can learn. And I'll teach you, whether you like it or not. Have you ever known me to be wrong?
Yes, tons of times.
Dicey thinks I can.
Of course.
Mr. Thomas said so. Anyway, Monday after school could be our first lesson.
My piano lessons are on Mondays.
Well then Sunday afternoon, and Monday after piano lessons. Also, Sammy will have to take my paper out. He's more careful than me anyway.
It's really true. It is. How does it sound to you, girl? It's fine with me.
Okay, class, stop reading. Now we're going to get our report cards. I'm going to call your names, come to the front, and get them. Dicey, Tillerman.
Beth? You been here long? It's my first year.
How do you like Coleman?
I don't know. Home A, F, English C? Oh my gosh.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, Mr. Chapel.
Before class starts, I'd like to read 2 essays. Okay. There's a girl I know, you never know what she thinks, even though everybody thinks they know this girl. You look at her face, but that doesn't tell you anything. Sometimes you know you don't know what's going on inside. Sometimes you're not sure you don't know. I wonder about this girl. Here's what I've noticed. She's about the laughingest person you're liable to meet if you live forever. Nothing but sets her off laughing. You could tell her you were flunking every course and about to be booted out of home into the unemployment lines, and she'd laugh. She'd laugh until you might start laughing too. You could tell her you just got elected president of your class and captain of the football team and Prince Charming all at once, and you know what she'd do. She'd laugh. Everywhere she goes, it's nothing but laugh, laugh, until you feel like you're caught out in a rainstorm that won't never end. But I keep finding her crying when she thinks nobody's there to see. I catch her, and when I ask her, honey, why are you crying so bad? She never says one word to tell me. I know. I stand there passing out the Kleenex, and she's whooping, wailing. There's nothing can stop her once she's started. Another thing, she's always talking about you. Not behind your back, but right when you're having your conversation. How are you? And what do you think? What you like? She's mighty easy to talk with, this girl, because she's always interested in another person. She listens and she remembers, and she'll ask you 2 years later, remember that fight you had with your father about your allowance? Do you still feel the same way? I guess she's about the most unselfish person I know. But inside, she's always thinking about herself, patting herself on the back for being a caring, remembering person. She's got about the longest arms you'll ever see for patting herself on the back. So while you're talking to her, while you're telling her this sad, beautiful love story, and you're saying everything you feel about everything, she's listening so hard you feel like she's curled up inside your own head, and you think there never was such a person for listening to you. All the time, part of her wondered if she's been in love, or if she ever will be, and how it'll be for her, and she's just thinking how great of the thing she is. This girl is just about something, and I sometimes wonder if even she knows what's going on.
That was Mina's.
Definitely.
That was Logan's.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That was a good job.
That was a really good job.
It was great. I liked it.
Now, here's a horse so different, Colin. Miss Liza lived away up north, away out on Cape Cod. Away in a town right at the end of the Cape. Her cabin was outside of town, right at the edge of the ocean. The ocean rolled up toward her rickety cabin like it wanted to swallow it.
I need a custodian to come off the main office door. I need a custodian to come off the main office door.
But it never did. Maybe it didn't even want to. The wind was always blowing around the cabin, like it too wanted to have that little building gone. Miss Liza had children, but she never had been married, and the man who was her children's father had long ago gone and left her. She worked nights when the children were little, waiting tables in a restaurant, serving drinks in a bar, night clerking in a motel. She always worked hard and was always willing to take days nobody else wanted. Christmas and the 4th of July, Easter. When the children got older, she switched to a daytime job, checked out in the supermarket. She hadn't had any training for the kind of job that paid well, so she was always thinking about money, hoping she would have enough. Every sweater she owned had holes in it. She had reasons to turn into a mean woman, but Miss Liza just couldn't. She had a face made to smile, and her eyes always smiled with her mouth. She had long hair, the color of warm honey in the winter, the color of evening sunlight in the summer. She walked easy, high narrow shoulders, but loose, as if the joints of her body never got quite put together. She walked like a long song without a comfort. She walked like a song sung without accompaniment, and slowly, so slowly she never really could find out the place where it began. Life turned, sour on Miss Liza. People said things, while she never heard them herself. Her children heard them, and got older, and understood what people meant. Miss Liza loved her children, so that worried her. Money worried her way. Money worried at her the waves swayed at the shoreline, always nibbling away the soft sand. Her money seemed to run out earlier each. Miss Liza stood at the door of her cabin and looked out at the ocean. The ocean looked back at Miss Liza and rolled on toward her. She could see no end to the ocean. The wind that pulled her hair so slowly, cold. She looked at her children playing on the beach and reminded herself to get some tuna fish for supper, but she never got it. Her eyes stopped smiling first, and then her mouth. Holes in her sweater got bigger. Meanwhile, people talked and she didn't know what to say, so they could understand. Meanwhile, quarters and dimes got lighter, smaller. Meanwhile, her children were growing bigger, and they needed more food and clothes. Meanwhile, nothing she did seemed to make any difference. So Miss Liza did about the only thing left for her to do. She went away to the farthest place she could find. They cut her hair short. She didn't notice that, lying there, nor when they fed her or changed the sheets. Her eyes never moved, as if she was looking out, was so far away, small, that if she looked off for a second, it would be gone.
Oh, who
Who wrote that?
Did you write it?
No, but it was so good.
Did you write it? Who wrote it?
Yeah, him.
Hope Liza didn't die.
Yeah, did she? Did Liza die? Does anybody know?
She probably did.
It said as if she looked off for a second. It was like she was going to be gone.
Hope she did it.
Mr. Champion, tell us who wrote it. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was our very own Dicey Tillerman. I think she wrote it, but I don't think she thought of it. Dicey, did you write it? Dicey, did you write it? I guess not.
Dicey did write it.
How do you know?
Dicey doesn't plagiarize. Here, I'll prove it. Dicey, is this someone you know?
Yes.
Did you write it yourself?
Yes.
Is this someone related to you? Dicey, what are you thinking about?
Failing.
I'm sorry. I'll change the grade in the semester grade to an A+. It's my mistake. Sorry.
James, how long do you think it'll take to get the boat fixed up?
Not now, Dicey. I'm reading.
Reading what?
The Bible.
Why?
Because Mr. Thomas said that every educated man should. He says it's one of the underpinnings of Western civilization. Isn't that an idea? Underpinnings of civilization. As if civilization were a big building, you know?
And besides, it was the fattest book on the shelves. And James always tends to read the fattest books.
That's not true.
Isn't it?
Oh, and look at this, Dicey.
John Tillerman married Abigail, 1936.
Bye, guys! Bye! Bye,
I need to make some to make sure that that boy I got you to come in here. I think you're going to get sick. Okay, I'm going to get
Dicey, help me something like that.
Crayon. Could you leave us? I talked to Dr. Epstein earlier. We would have to cremate her if we were to take her home.
Why?
It's too expensive to bury her. We wouldn't have the money to get home.
Well, what will we put the ashes in?
How about a box? It's simple as Mama and inexpensive. It's funny. The only time I've ever been to Maryland, and I cannot see a blessed thing. Girl, you knew how to do everything in life. I knew how to do nothing. I just did everything. There's a difference. You should know that.
Grace.
The Tillermans have courage like that, except Mama. We have a brave spirit. Your Mama had a brave heart, all for loving and trusting people, all the good that did her. I know. I have some good hope for you, all of you.
What's the box have? They have footwear? No. To the stamp collection? Does it have jewelry in it?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to the country program. Hi, I'd like a bag of chips and a soda.
Okay. That's a nice box. What's in it? School supplies?
Pencils, erasers, stuff like that?
No, not really. Oh, you look better.
Well, you don't.
Good. How can you tell me to reach out, hold on, and let go? How am I supposed to do all these things all at once?
Well, I'm glad you've been listening.
But would have been nicer if you explained.
But how can I explain what I don't know?
Well, then why did you say it?
I have learned it. If it were simpler, it could be explained. But you never know most of the time. I don't know.
But you have to know.
Just keep trying. Maybe one or all three. Just try. Yeah, me too.
Where's Graham? I saw her pulling down the attic steps.
I found these in the attic.
Which one should we start with? That one. Is that Bull? Why are they so dressed up?
Have I not told y'all that story yet?
No.
Well, once upon a time,
That.
You kids! You kids! You kids! Guys,
bye guys! Bye guys! Bye!
Abigail, wait! I'm not Abigail.
bye!
Cut that out!
Maybeth, what's wrong?
She won't say.
I don't know either. She just started crying when we got off the bus. Maybeth? Maybeth, what's wrong?
They all laughed at me when I was reading.
There are dozens of ways to teach this.
Here's the bell!
Down.
Hasta la vista, baby. I'm doing hasta la vista, mommy. Hasta la vista, mommy. Hasta la vista. I have no money.